Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. £1,000. Sisters fans praise Chris Combs on Keeping It Real. Season 3 of 1000 LB Sisters has a new episode tonight, and fans seem to already be getting excited for what is going on. One of those things of course is Chris Combs keeping it really with Tammy Slayton as she goes on about her boyfriend troubles. Keep reading to find out what fans are saying about Chris. 1000 LB Sisters Chris gets praise. As previously reported by TV show Sace.com, Chris Combs is not listening to any more of Tammy Slayton's excuses on 1000 LB Sisters. He went off on Tammy in the new episode telling her that she needs to move on from her alleged ex-boyfriend, Philip. Tammy claims Philip is threatening her, to which Chris responds saying, "Change your number and move," he starts. "I understand big girls need love too, but get it from somebody that truly loves you. Don't get it from somebody that's got a fetish." It honestly seems like Chris is just over listening to Tammy's excuses. Just like everyone else, Tammy has only continued to gain weight while her family works to make her healthy again. It seems Chris has likely reached his breaking point. Because of his sternness with her, he is getting some praise from fans on Instagram. "Man 1, I love the brother, he keeps it real." The user starts including a clapping emoji. Second, Tammy seems like she's using that as an excuse to eat whatever, but I think she's lying about the situation. "Post the receipts, ma'am." Someone else responds in agreement. "Me too, honestly." While some fans are excited with how Chris is finally trying to put Tammy into her place, other fans don't seem to like Chris too much because of his treatment of Amy. I think Tammy will use any excuse, especially using COVID as an excuse for gaining 50 pounds. She said she couldn't leave the house. However, she didn't leave the house for 6 years. I don't like Chris. I don't like how he treats Amy and the things he says about her. Maybe he should take Tammy in for a while and see how that goes for him. Sometimes it does seem Chris can be a bit tough on Amy for how she enables Tammy Slayton. However, Amy has explained herself many times. Taking care of such a demanding person all the time while also being a mom to a baby has to be difficult. Chris Combs never expected to become a fan favorite. In fact, if you had asked him a few years ago, back when he was fighting his own weight loss battle and living a quieter life, he would have said he was just a regular guy trying to do right by his family. But now it felt like the entire world had rallied behind him, and Chris wasn't sure whether to laugh, cry, or hide behind the nearest box of moon pies. The transformation wasn't just physical. Sure, he had dropped weight, gained confidence, and found a brighter spark in his step, but something deeper had shifted. Fans saw something in him, a steady anchor in the Slayton family storm, a man who showed compassion without coddling, and a refreshing mix of discipline and humor that softened even the show's hardest moments. And Chris was about to find out just how much fans adored him. A surprise at the supermarket. It started on a casual Tuesday afternoon. Chris walked into the Benton Walmart to grab a few groceries. Flour, chicken breasts, and a bag of frozen peas because Tammy insisted they made her feel fancy. As he rounded the cereal aisle, he heard whispers. "That's him. That's Chris Combs." Before he even had a chance to adjust his hat, 2 young women approached him with phones raised and smiles so wide he wondered if he had something on his shirt. "Chris, we love you," the first woman gushed. "You're honestly the best part of the show." The second woman nodded vigorously. "You're inspiring. You're hilarious. And you keep Tammy and Amy in line like nobody else can." Chris chuckled, rubbing the back of his neck. "I don't know about all that. Mostly I just fuss and try not to get punched." But the fans shook their heads. "No, Chris. You're the emotional support of the whole show." They took selfies, thanked him a dozen times, and walked away practically glowing. Chris stared after them, baffled. Emotional support? Me? He'd never been called that before. But as he moved through the store, more people stopped him. An older woman thanking him for motivating her husband, a teen telling him that his jokes got her through bad days, and a little girl who solemnly handed him a sticker shaped like a carrot. By the time he checked out, he realized something. People weren't just watching him. They were rooting for him. The internet goes wild. Later that night, Chris plopped onto his recliner and opened his phone. A notification storm greeted him. Tags, reposts, fan edits, and an unexpected, and slightly embarrassing, video of him doing a dance on TikTok that he decidedly did not remember performing. But the comments were the real surprise. Chris is the backbone of this family. Give this man his own spin-off already. Chris Combs is the most wholesome man on reality TV. He's the only one who can make me laugh and cry in the same episode. Chris blinked at the screen. He'd never thought of himself as television material, much less someone who could move people emotionally. He was just doing his best, helping Tammy when she didn't want help, cheering on Amy, keeping peace, cracking jokes. But fans saw a fan-created video titled Chris Combs, the Unsung Hero. It featured clips of him encouraging Tammy, supporting Amy, working out, dancing, and making sandwiches while narrating. Everybody's got their weaknesses. Mine is butter. The video ended with a burst of text. Chris Combs, the man, the myth, the legend. Chris snorted so hard he wheezed. Family reactions. The next morning, Amy and Tammy sat at the kitchen table when he walked in. Both wore sly smiles. So, Amy said, tapping her phone, looks like the internet's obsessed with Chris Combs. Tammy cackled. Baby, you're trending harder than my oxygen tank did. Chris raised an eyebrow. What's that even mean? Amy held up her phone. Look at this. A fan made a petition for TLC to give you a spin-off. 50,000 signatures already. A spin-off doing what? Chris scoffed. Yelling at y'all? Eating lunch? Snoring? Tammy shrugged. Honestly, any of that would probably get good ratings. Chris grabbed a cup of coffee, trying to brush off the teasing, but inside he felt a little glow of pride. He had spent so long being a supporting character in life that it never occurred to him people might connect with his story too. Amy reached across the table and squeezed his hand. For real though. Folks love you. And they should. You've done so much for us. For this family. Tammy nodded, surprisingly sincere. You're a good brother. Even when you nag me like a grandpa. Chris swallowed hard. He didn't hear that kind of praise often. The kind that made his chest tight in a good way. Well, he said awkwardly, I guess I'm just doing what any brother would. Tammy snorted again. Trust me, they wouldn't. A moment of reflection. That evening, Chris stood on the porch, watching the sun sink behind the trees. Living in the public I wasn't easy. The judgment, the scrutiny, the pressure, it wore on them all. But knowing that people saw his heart, that they appreciated the effort, the humor, the patience, the loyalty, it meant more than he expected. He thought of his lowest moments, when he questioned whether he could change his life or be a better man for his family. He remembered the workouts, the sweat, the tears, the doubts. And now here he stood, healthier, happier, and surrounded by support from fans he'd never even met. A soft breeze brushed his face. Maybe, just maybe, he had become someone worth looking up to. Chris messaged to the fans. The next day, he recorded a small, simple video. Hey y'all. It's Chris. I just wanted to say, thank you. I don't always feel like I'm doing anything special, but seeing all the love and hearing how my story helps y'all, well, it means the world to me. I'm just trying to be a good brother, a good dad, a good husband, and a good human being. So thank you for the support, the laughs, and the kind words. I appreciate every one of you. Fans flooded the comments. We appreciate you, Chris. You're the real star of this show. Never change. You're perfect the way you are. Chris closed the app with a smile. For once, he believed them.